Well, guys, I'm really excited about the way we played today. I thought everybody that got in the game did a tremendous job. We played hard. Now, certainly everything didn't go our way, but what I was looking for going into this game is I wanted some improvement. I thought that when we played on Tuesday, we got driven by too much. Guys got in the lane, so I thought we did a better job with that. We helped each other. I thought we shared the basketball. When you look at it, we had 23 assists on 35 made field goals. Some guys came in and don't ask me if I'm ever going to go 5 in, 5 out. That's not my plan for the rest of the year. I looked over on the bench and I saw that I had a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and I decided to sub. The story, I know guys are going to ask me about Braxton Beverly, so I told Braxton last night, or yesterday after practice, that I'm going to make a decision whether I'm going to play him tomorrow, and I said I supposed to call him last night. And on purpose, I didn't call him because I really didn't want to play him. I wanted to save him for another game just to, give a few more days on his hand. And so I show up here, and Braxton's smart because he knows the equipment manager, KB, and he's got his uniform on. And so I'll be honest with you, when I went to sub the other 4 guys, it was no way I just couldn't put him in the game. He's got those baby eyes. He's looking at me like he wants to play. And so I put him in the game. But as you guys see, he gives us a different dimension. He can make shots. He knows how to play. He plays hard. He's a very special player for us because it gets us a veteran who has played in this uniform and understands what I'm looking for. So excited about it. I thought we, executed very well. I looked at this team. I looked at the tape when they played Georgetown on Tuesday, and it was a 15-point game. And I thought our guys locked in and came out with great energy, especially being a noon game. So I'll take questions at this time.
I know you say you might have 5 in, 5 out all year, but you did it most of the first half. So what are the benefits of doing it when the guys know who they're going to be on the floor with?
Yeah, I think it's okay. It worked out today. And, the group that – it's funny because the group that came off the bench have been working together, and they usually have been the scout team, so they learn how to play together. And so today it worked out well. I don't know if I plan on doing that, obviously, all year long, but I do like the balance that we had on both groups. I think we got guys who can score, who can rebound. We got guys who understand their roles in both groups. And so, it was pretty good for us today.
Coach, Ian Steer was unavailable today. You just discussed that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian and I had a discussion yesterday about, what his future may be here at NC State. And without going into too many details because I don't want to give too much on our private conversation, I told him to, sit back and take a couple of days and decide if this is the best fit for him or if there's another place that he feel like that, he can obviously go. I don't know where it's at. I plan on having a conversation with him on Monday. I wanted him to take a couple of days to make sure that he was excited and still excited about being at NC State.
DJ hasn't missed a shot from the field yet. What does he do for you guys on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, you just jinxed him. You know that, don't you? Kylie, when I went back and I looked at the stat sheet, he's been really good for us. DJ's a young man, and I said this before, he can guard the 1 through the 5, and his versatility and being able to make shots, and he's long, and he rebounds the basketball. But, I hope he continues to play this way.
Just to follow up on Ian, if you don't have another big, does that concern? I know it's not necessarily your style of play, but if you don't have more than 2 of them, does that worry you to kind of go into the season with that thin at that position?
Yeah, great question, Joe. I would say no. When you looked at last year, we were able to play with, we had Amir and then we had Leonard Freeman, and then at times if I needed to, I would slide Malik over to a 5, which he's really a 4. If we ever go small, I've got Jericho Helms, who's Malik's size, different player, a little bit better on the perimeter, but not as athletic. So, we can get away with that. It's hard in today's basketball. If you look at any roster, it's hard to be able to play 3 centers on any roster. You can look at in our league by itself and, go down the list and see who plays and who don't. So I like where we at with our group, and I hope it works out for Ian because I think he could be a very good basketball player here.
done defensively today, juxtaposed to the first game? Was it
I
improved?
thought it was really good today. I thought we set the tone early. We're able, because of the versatility of this team, we're able to switch a lot of screens, and we're able to get in the passing lanes. I thought we got better defensively today than we did the first game. When you look at the first game, I thought our first half was just okay defensively. I thought we were great defensively in the second half on Tuesday night, but today I thought we played, two different halves. Now, did I get 40 minutes? No. Still got some things to work on, but I like where we're at right now.
In a game like this, when you're up big for most of the contest, how do you challenge your team, and what do you kind of look for when the game's kind of out of hand from your guys?
Yeah, we talk about mindset, getting better from practice to practice, from game to game. And, at some point when you're in a lopsided game, you have to start focusing on yourself. And we talked about, what makes us better as a basketball team opposed to who we're playing against.
Coach, a history question for you. In about 3.5 weeks, you guys go back to play in a game at Reynolds Coliseum. When you think of NC State basketball and Reynolds, what comes to mind for you?
Just wow, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. I loved Reynolds. I used to go in there as a fan, and I think I said this before. I remember sitting in the end zone, and all the seats were connected. And if you got up really quick, the whole row would fall back on you, and everybody else would fall. But just great basketball, great tradition. It's a powerful place. What we've done and what the university's done with that place, and it's one of the best arenas that size, I think, in the country. Me being at UNCW, we had a tremendous arena then and a great home court advantage. But looking at that place at a little over 5,000 or right around there, it's a great place to play, and great players, and David Thompson, and you can go from player to player that's ever played in there. So it's a special place to me. Thanks, guys.